Maybe listen to him speak, yeah. No matter what, just let it go.
Pop, persuadable. You know, every morning I tell my family that I'm going to go for a jog, and then I don't go. I guess you could call that a run-in joke. You get it? Because of the running and the jogging. I love explaining shit like that because it makes it even funnier. You know, it's like, dude, everyone got the joke. But it just makes it so much better when you go and you explain the most common sense shit. How have you all been? It's been a while. So this is going to be terrible gameplay. This is actually my first game back. Not that bullshit YouTube thing though, where like, you know what us YouTubers do, we only put our good shit on there so then everyone feels like shit and you just think that we're all gods. Yeah, you know that thing that we completely self-perpetuate? Yeah, well I ain't do that. This is genuinely my first match back and you're going to see some horrible gameplay, so get ready for it. But I wanted to update you all on exactly where I've been, what my mission has been, and where I am now. So I've been pretty consistent on this, kind of, and what I'm going to be doing in the future. So after the Identity 5 finals, when we were B4U and we lost to X-Rock, I looked at my life. It had nothing really to do with Identity 5. It did a little bit, and I looked at my life and I'm like, I'm not really like happy with where I'm at. Like there's a lot of things that I need to change about that. So I took a break from esports. I took a break from content creation. I kind of come back. I kind of dip my feet back in and then I disappear again. And so the question is what have I done in the past 6 to 8 months? And so I had to make a lot of changes to make myself happier. When I graduated grad school, a couple years back, about 4 or 5 years back, it was way too much. I just entered a relationship, long distance relationship. I just became an OT. I just finished college, so I didn't really know what it was like to be a professional in the world. And then on top of that, I was a content creator, and my YouTube started blowing up. So it was too much. There were too many roles that I was trying to adopt at one point. And I was overwhelmed. I couldn't do it. And I was able to manage it for a couple of years, but I wasn't really satisfied. So I took a break from YouTube. There were times where I came back and I still wasn't happy. And so here is what I have done over the past, I'd say 8 months, that is different from the previous versions of when I've left and I've come back. So let's talk about some of the adjustments that I've made. And this video is just going to be all over the place. But I'm taking a break from work. And I am coping from the 3 years of being a COVID responder. On top of that, I am also recently single. And more so, on top of that, I've also been going to the gym. I've been taking care of my mental health. I have been, of course, lowering my alcohol content. Unfortunately, with COVID-19, I see a lot of my colleagues and a lot of people in general who have just really hit the bottle hard. And so it's all these little tiny things where it's like, all right, we need to lower the alcohol content because I don't want to pretend like I'm better than anyone. I'm easily susceptible, just like anyone else in this world is, to overconsumption. I want to eat healthier. I want to get to the gym more. I want to focus on my spirituality. And then on top of that, I need to get rid of the things that I feel like are weighing me down. And I just need to be free. Because at some point, we all deserve to feel appreciated. We need people in our lives that build us up, people in our lives that meet our needs. And I wasn't meeting my own. And so that's why when I've left and I came back, it's like I didn't actually solve the issues. I thought that I did and I didn't. And so that's why I feel so much better now. I honestly don't think that I'm going to leave YouTube now. I feel secured. I feel like I had to make the changes that I need to make. I feel really good. I have a lot of stuff that I got to do physically with the gym. That's going to be a very long process, but I've been pretty consistent in that for the past 2 months and been eating a hell of a lot cleaner. I went from 207 pounds down to 188. So I'm doing good. I'm losing weight. I'm feeling fantastic, and I feel nice and rejuvenated and refreshed. Okay? So what does that mean going forward? Well, I'm still going to do some Identity 5 here and there. I have no problem coming to the game, having some fun with it. But I'm going to branch off. This has been a plan for 2 years. And I felt very, very stuck for many reasons as to why I couldn't move forward. And so what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be covering anime reviews. I'm going to be covering Identity 5, video games in general. I'm not going to make the channel Identity 5 focused. I'm going to make this Persuadable focused. And Persuadable's opinions on anime and Persuadable's opinion on different video games and their balance issues, etc. And of course, we're going to sprinkle Identity 5 in there. I won't do the whole hiatus, you know. But I'm definitely not going to return as a coach. You know, I was undefeated for 2 years in America and Europe, obviously not in China. And I'm very proud of that accomplishment. And I'm proud that I was a shoutcaster. I'm not really sure if I'll ever return to that role. Right now, the problem is that Identity 5 does limit you. It absolutely limits you. At least in this country, in Europe, it limits your potential. And so I don't want to be capped out anymore. So even if I come out and do an anime review and it only gets 500 views, I'm very blessed for those anime reviews. And blessed for those views of people who are watching the video. At some point, I started to get kind of fucked up with the whole, I only want to produce content if it's going to produce the views. And that started watering down my content. I actually lost like genuine Persuadable when I do that, because then it's like I cap my creativity and I cap my potential, and I don't want to do that anymore. So with that being said, I feel extremely refreshed. This has been a very, very long process. You guys can hit me up on Instagram. It's Persuadable, and you can follow me on my journey over there. And I'm not really good at answering private messages, but I try to communicate with the public comments and whatnot. And we're just going to see where all of this goes. I think I'm going to help promote myself, start investing in my own brand. The anime thing is something I really want to get big into. And so, but same thing with the video game. So it's going to be a 50-50 split, I feel. I want to say thank you to all of you, because you've been very patient for me. And, you know, this has been a long process of trial and error. And this is the most clear-headed I've felt. I feel very good in my personal life, my private life, and my public life as well. So we got a long way to go. I have a bunch of projects and ideas, but I'm going to refrain from talking about them, because in the past, I do this verbal diarrhea thing where I overshare what I want to do and then I don't end up doing them. So right now, I'm just going to go back to my old school tactic. Just come out with the content. Instead of trying to plan for everything and instead of trying to make everything perfect, I'm just going to start fucking coming out with the content. Who cares if it's not perfect? I will see you soon, boo-boo.